Hi, I'm Chantal Jimenez, the Environmental Education Specialist for the San Diego National Wildlife Refuge Complex, and this is Region 8 Roundup.
At Sacramento National Wildlife Refuge, children and their families joined service staff and volunteers for a night of duck banding. The young banders and their families first gathered at the Refuge Visitor Center, where they learned about waterfowl and how banding information is used to manage waterfowl populations. Then it was off to the wetlands, where the families aided with a variety of tasks, including data collection and the release of banded ducks. Service staff and the volunteers also taught the visitors proper duck handling techniques and how to identify the age and sex of waterfowl species. A total of 292 ducks, including mallards, cinnamon teals, wood ducks, and pintails, were banded by the group. 17 ducks collected that evening had previously been captured, including a mallard that was banded 11 years ago in Alberta, Canada, making that duck older than many of the children helping with the banding. Families left the banding event with a new knowledge about waterfowl and their habitat needs, and the refuge staff look forward to inviting the public to banding events for many more years to come. To the California-Oregon border, where the service's Partners for Fish and Wildlife program is working to restore Thomas Creek, a 40-mile-long tributary to Goose Lake. Goose Lake is a priority watershed in the area and is home to many native fish species, including the Modoc sucker and the Goose Lake redband trout. But after years of habitat modification, the area's waterways were degraded with extensive bank erosion. To restore Thomas Creek, the service partnered with the Lake County Umbrella Watershed Council and local landowners to improve fish habitat, stabilize banks, and improve vegetation. One main aspect of the restoration was the removal of over 20 tons of old tires from the stream and surrounding area that had been used for years by landowners to try and stabilize the creek banks and prevent their land from washing downstream. In addition to the tire removal, the service helped the Thomas Creek partners build fish passage structures, riparian fencing, and planted 5,000 willow stakes. Thanks to this partnership, the lower reaches of Thomas Creek are free from artificial barriers for fish, opening up miles of additional spawning and rearing habitat for native fish, all while helping local landowners improve their property. The service will continue to work with local landowners and watershed councils to benefit fish, wildlife, and their habitats. To Don Edwards San Francisco Bay National Wildlife Refuge, where kids took part in a 4-day-long camp known as Marsh Summer Camp. For over 3 decades, this program has provided kids with fun activities in a natural setting as campers learn about local wildlife and plants. The refuge is surrounded by one of the largest metropolitan areas in the nation, and refuge staff work to ensure campers feel connected to the environment. This year's camp activities included games, crafts, and hikes that introduced the 1st through 6th graders to local species like sandpipers and leopard sharks. The older campers were even invited for an overnight stay that included night hikes and stargazing opportunities. The 60 children that took part in this year's camp will join hundreds of other Marsh camp alumni that now have a new understanding and enthusiasm for the great outdoors, and service staff will continue to work with local children to get them outside and exploring. To the Los Angeles River, where a special celebration took place for the SoCal Urban Wildlife Refuge Program partners. Service staff were joined by members of the Friends of the Los Angeles River and the LA Conservation Corps as City Councilman Mitchell Farrell presented a certificate of appreciation to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service for continued efforts to revitalize the Los Angeles River. The service and its partners are working to help get urban residents outside and interested in conservation in their local communities. The SoCal Urban Wildlife Refuge Program, which reaches from San Diego National Wildlife Refuge Complex to Hopper Mountain Refuge Complex, is helping fund innovative projects like the River Corps program that connects at-risk youth to nature and allows urban youth to explore careers in conservation and science. The service will continue to work with its partners to improve habitat along the Los Angeles River and encourage Los Angeles communities to get involved in outdoor recreation and conservation.
That's it for this edition's highlights on Region 8 Roundup. Until next time, I'm Cindy Sandoval.